Welcome to the Spartan Factory, brought to you by Beyond the Big Ten. I'm BJ Cunningham. I got my man Jerel Worthy with me. What up, Word?
My dog, what's good? What's good?
My dog, glad to be back with you, bro. Glad to be back.
Yeah. Got my Ohio brother in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
We're trying to, pick up where we left off.
Yeah. Speaking of Ohio,
they done left
let's
us
get,
off
let's,
the
let's
map.
get into it. Let's do it. All right. Spartans, we faced the Buckeyes this weekend.
Ooh.
All right. In the shoe, my hometown, back in the day, your boy 10 for 150 in the tub. I'm going to start you off with something happy. But the dessert going to be a little salty, though.
That boy went crazy in the shoe back in the
day. We went crazy in the shoe, bro. We won senior year, Word's junior year. So it was his last year playing.
Little senior minus, little senior plus, something like that.
Yeah, probably senior year. But no, we went in there and handled business. My dog Kurt got me our only touchdown in the back of the end zone. It was great.
It's a crazy tug, too, though.
Yeah, it was great to be back in the shoe, man, doing my thing, all the homies and fam. How did it feel when you was out there, man? Did you have a lot of family at the game, or, you know what I'm saying? How did it feel when you was playing Ohio State, being from Ohio?
Well, dude, when we was, man, you already know, being from Ohio, we had a couple, Wayne graduates go up that way, Braxton, Marcus Freeman, Braxton Miller, trying to have, coming from Wayne. But I was hyped, bro, because, you know what I'm saying, I felt like, being an Ohio kid at some point in time, I felt like I had got passed up. And, bro, it was all, I'm telling you, man, when I got a chance to play them dudes, it was like blood in the water, bro. I don't know if y'all remember me before pregame, dude. I was in the corner on some real emotional ass shit. And I just was really like hot head, you know what I'm saying? Breathing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just felt like I wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even be in the building. And so, bro, we went out there and destroyed them dudes, man. I can't even lie to you. We had a lot of family out there. Had to talk to Mr. Felino, Dino about all them tickets, man. He got me together though, man. So we ended up making sure that all the family was in the building.
I'm telling you, man, like being an Ohio boy at Michigan State, going into the shoe, playing against Ohio State, you going in with a chip on your shoulder, man. I remember we went into the game. It was my senior year. Kurt came up to me like, hey, I'm feeding you. Like, and he did. I had, like I said, 10 for 150. We had a broken down play. We had it was a bootleg to the right on probably their 40 or 50 yard line. Kirk rolling out to the right. I had run a stutter comeback. He was getting pressured. He had to move it out. Missed the play. He pointed me over to the middle of the end zone. He launched that mug in the middle of the end zone. I went over top of the DB. I think it was Travis Howard, number 7. Yeah, number 7, Travis Howard. And I went up there, got the ball, came down. I pointed at all the homies in the stands. I had like 30 tickets in the front row. My homies, all my homies for the crib. Everybody was there. We went to the freshmen. Hey, let me get your tickets. Let me get your tickets. They went, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have people coming. So it just felt good to go in there and handle business. But man, we didn't do that this weekend, man.
Give them the reality, man.
38-3. We went into the shoe. I'm not saying I had super high hopes going in, but I thought we was going, get double figures, double digits, at least 10, a touchdown and a field goal. But to be held to 3 points and lose by 35 and give up 38 points, man, it was crazy to watch. I had my gear on. I was out ready for somebody to come talk something to me. I was out repping. But how'd you feel, man? How'd that make you feel? Going in there and us not really handling our business like that.
Dude, I was upset just because, man, like we keep getting these big stages. I'm trying to think about how many prime times the Michigan State Spartans have had this year where we are literally the prime time show on Fox. We had a chance to sign that huge media deal with the Big Ten, man, so we are on display. And, I think for us, man, we would only have a couple primetime games during our tenure. And then it finished. We had some upper ones once we got a little older. But, I mean, these guys are performing primetime games each and every week. And regardless whether or not the season is going the right way, regardless who the coach is, the guys that are supposed to be the dogs have to find ways to show up. And I just feel like, man, I mean, we're we're not even competitive, and it's not even the way the players are working. Our scheme is beyond like awful. Like, I mean, everything in which, you know, from offensively, defensively, the scheme is just god awful. And I've seen, you know, I've had glimpses of that all the year, man, where we've, you know, had some strides, but I'm telling you, dude, it's not the lack of talent, dog. I really, truly believe that these kids are not being developed at the level that they're supposed to be developed. And the situational football, bro, I mean, we've already lost 7 games this year. And so it was a situation where it's 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. And instead of just going for it, like, we kicked a field goal. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, we down 21. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's like, I can respect if we using all of, you know what I'm saying, our energy out there to make plays. And right now, dude, we're so conservative on every single level of the sport, of the from coaching to, you know, players to everything. It's so conservative, and it just bothers me, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, man. Honest, it looks like you're right. When we putting up 3 points on the board in a college football game, we can't score a touchdown in a college football game. We not scheming. So come on, what's up with the you got all week to script your first 30, 40, 25 plays. You telling me none of them plays can get you down the field, just march you down the field? You don't need, bro, you watch the Army Navy games, they don't got a 5-star players. They be moving the ball down the field.
Moving the ball.
That's their scheme, and they stick to their scheme. And that it always, remember we were talking about earlier, an identity, bro. I was watching, I'm watching our games, and we don't have an identity. And that comes from not having any sort of scheme. It feels like we're just out there just willy-nilly. Let's just go, all right, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Just throwing, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like we're not putting our players in the best position to make the plays that they feel like they can make at their level. And it's just really tough to watch. But, hey, my hopes are up. Our hopes are up for them. But we got Indiana this week. But what we can't do is come out here feeling sorry for ourselves, thinking the season's over. All right. I don't know if we're eligible to get into a bowl game. No, aren't we? No?
Nah, we end up letting that go this past weekend.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing for us, like we talked about, bro, is just being competitive. Like, you know, what Dave mentioned earlier this year about keeping that transfer portal tape hot, or, you know, honestly, for us, if you guys want to have, I would say, the right coach, you got to look attractive too now. Like, you can't be in a situation where, you know, the AD and all the administrators are trying to go out and recruit the right guy, and you have guys that are just laying down on Saturdays. Like, what we talking about before, if you a dog, you got to be a dog then. So at the end of the day, bro, going out there, you have to find ways to compete, put up numbers, right? If you are, you know, get the tough stops, you know what I'm saying? Even if you might lose, you want to still rough the game up. I mean, these guys were just out there like it was Fast Fridays. And so you already know how it goes. Like, I mean, it was just you know, whatever they wanted to do in the playbook, they were able to do that.
They were, and I'm gonna keep it real. Offensively, 92 yards passing. We have 50, 60 yards rushing. Bro, that is just that's in a Division I power conference football game. That's getting dominated, man.
Yeah.
Like and what we always said, it start up front.
Mm-hmm.
Everything starts up front. If we're not getting any push, we can't get any run. We can't get any run, it's not going to open up the pass. It's a domino effect. And that's what I was saying earlier about getting those plays, receivers getting the ball, because all that stuff has to happen in order for you to move the ball down the field. If we can't get any push, we can't run. If we can't run, we can't move the ball down the field in the air, because nobody's going to be scared of our air attack, because they know it's coming because we can't run the ball. So it's like Werv was saying, we gotta come out and not be so predictable. I mean, I do kind of like our first play action on for that. It kind of got me, you know. I was like, ooh, okay, you know.
But you're right. That's what you're supposed to be doing, though.
Gotta
you know
do
what I'm saying?
it.
And you're supposed to be doing that every play. If you feel as a coach, Beard, you know, we've been in situations where we faced guys that we felt like might have had, you know, a couple more guys than we had in our group. You feel what I'm saying? Like at every position, they might have been, you know, solid. You know, they might have been in a position where, you know, we can't just throw all our best guys because they might have their best guys and then have a couple backups that are, you know what I'm saying, just as well. But you've played with good offensive coordinators. You've played with good coaches. You've played even with Coach D'Antonio, who is not an offensive guru. He will still be out there in a situation saying, hey, man, we got to take a shot, bro. Hey, man, we got to mix this thing up, man. Hey, man, you feel what I mean? Find ways to get the football to your best player, you know what I mean, and let them make plays. Give them opportunities to make plays. It's just, I would say, it's damaging mentally, bro, to sit and see that we don't have an opportunity to compete offensively, and that even when we do well defensively, at some point in time throughout the game, it's going to steamroll because they can't be on the field for 70, 80 plays when the offense is just getting 3 and outs, bro.
Yeah, and it also don't help when you on you bouncing back and forth between your second and third string quarterback. So it's like offensively. Going back to identity, we don't even have a captain on the offense. I don't even know who our leader on offense is. Do you?
Honestly,
that's what I'm saying.
Really
the fact that we got to think about that. Boom. Before you be like, boom, Kirk Cousins, Charlie Cook, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I'm not saying it got to be the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We had Greg Jones. We had, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys like that. So it's Jerel Worthy.
You had Le'Veon,
you know what I'm saying? Ben Fowler. Tony Lippett.
Yep, Tony Lippett for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's guys, like, I don't see any, like emotion. Like, but I know it's hard when we can't make plays to show emotion, but at the same time, it's like I don't see a leader, any like emotional leader out there on offense, like make a big play. Come on, y'all, let's go get it. Like you see it in him. Like you say, the eyes, you can tell in somebody's eyes, like whether they want it. And I'm not saying these guys don't want it, but I'm just saying I don't see a leader out there, man, for our offense. Somebody's just gonna take charge. Because we got the young guys bouncing. It's hard at quarterback to come in and do that because you don't know if you're going to be in the next year. So they can't come in and be like, hey, you get over here. Like, it's kind of like guys going to be like, bro, you not even, you know what I'm saying? So we need to, whether it's a right guard, our center, our left tackle, Carter, you know, one of the wide out, somebody have to come out and just be a captain for our offense to at least when we getting down on offense, we can't move the ball or we getting penalties, somebody get up and nut check everybody like, hey, come on, it's time. We got to lock in and let's go. Like we've always had a team that's had that on offense, and I'm not really seeing that right now.
Need that true Spartan dog that's going to be able to, you know, like take reins of the ship a little bit. And we need that at every single position right now. And, I mean, not bonehead penalties like we talked about earlier this year. Like Spencer Brown I think he got ejected from one game. And he's had multiple personal foul penalties throughout the year. And so not personality things like that where you're, you know, it's hurting your team or you're detrimental to the team, but finding true leaders that will be able to uplift the guys when, you know, stuff gets rocky. And honestly, man, just continue to push the guys to fight, bro. Like, bro, you know us, man. We've had some bad games, you know what I mean, where we've got blown out. But there's a distinct difference in the way the score looked at the end compared to the amount of effort that we're putting forth on the football field, the amount of creativity that goes into that game plan. And even though things might not necessarily work out in our favor, it's some things throughout the game you always am like, oh, okay. Like, you know, Michigan State, I like that right there. I like that. You know what I'm saying? And you guys made plays. Like, I can honestly say that from the receiving corps that I've played with to even some of the guys that follow shortly afterwards in those classes, bro, they made plays, even in tough games like that.
And that's what I was saying. When you know, that's what you were saying earlier. If you a dog, be a dog then. You know, that's when the big players step up in the big games. And, you know, going into the week, football is so tactical. People don't understand. Like, so I'm watching us run a play. And it just the ball goes in the dirt or the quarterback gets or something happens. I'm like, people understand how much went into that one play right there. Like we drew it, they drew it up. We went over, we walked through it. We probably walked through it multiple times. Then we ran it during practice probably 5 times during the week. Then we walked through it again before the game. So it's just like to see, it's, and like I said, all plays are different. Stuff happens in football, but it's just like the simple stuff is like, do your job. Every man do his job. I'm not seeing that. I feel like we can't get one drive where everybody is just it's in sync.
Yep.
In sync together. It's either a, quarterback running for his life, we getting a drop ball, running back can't get past the line of scrimmage. We can't, I don't know. It's just like I said, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, but at the same time as we keeping it real, and I just don't see us in sync moving the ball down the field. And I'm just me being a receiver, man. I love seeing it fly, and I love seeing my wideouts get busy, man. And
because we got some good wideouts. It hurts.
Because I'm looking at it right now. Fitzpatrick, 2 for 23.
Our leading receiver.
Henry, 3 for 11. Brown, 1 for 20. Trey Mosley been out. Foster, my dog, 1 for 11. So it's just like what do we all these plays we've been practicing all week. Are we not executing them? It's not looking like it, because I know we not 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, 11, 13 completions.
Yeah, bud. And that's the thing about it is, like, even with freshman quarterbacks, I've seen the attention to detail, or the way they handle those quarterbacks at a much higher level. Why are we not moving the pocket? We're supposed to technically have big offensive linemen that can move, that are agile. Our offensive line is not necessarily trash. I don't necessarily consider our offensive line at a bad point. Like, I think that there's some really good players and young good players up there that have played well this past year. We don't move the pocket to give them, to be comfortable. We've run so many plays out of shotgun that you strategically just know what we're going to be doing, because we don't motion. We don't be in a situation where we're trying to, vary the sets and how they look. The receivers alignment in multiple states, bro. We come out with that spread look. Where's the motion? Where's the motion, guys, from the slot to, Like, there's so many different dynamics that you're seeing in offenses nowadays. Like, if you want to run the slant arrow, you see guys running that Tariq Hill motion to where the guy's running the slant, and then Tariq is either running that arrow or he's running a wheel on it. Like, we have guys in our wheelhouse that can do those things. Like, the creativity has to be there. Malik Carr would be in situations where he's manned up. Every time we get in the red zone, I would be in a situation where I'm putting him on the island. He's a basketball player. We have yet to see – we don't do those things. We're not creative with that stuff. And I would just say on defense, dude, Scott Hazleton went up to the booth, and for a couple games there was some change. But honestly, again, man, it's all about the window dressing. If you're not giving us, any window dressing, you're not giving the offense any window dressing, that quarterback sit back there very calm. If he looking at them safeties and they're naturally in their spaces, like, he know whether or not they're gonna move here or move there, like, he's calm. And that's what we create for a lot of our opponents is that sense of calmness, like, oh, okay, I can make 1 or 2 bad plays, but I know eventually I'm going to get these boys.
Definitely. And speaking of the offensive scheme, you was talking about Hazleton, so does that fall on Jay Johnson? Because I feel like our offense isn't – I feel like it's not updated. I feel like our offense is still wearing the tall tees, the 5X tall tees. You know what I'm saying? We still wearing Ed Hardy.
Oh,
like,
yeah, Jabos.
You know what I'm saying? The Ed Hardy holographs, the Jabos. Like, come on, man. Like, you watching these teams. Like I said, we cover these teams that's coming to our conference. The UCLAs, the Chip Kellys, the Washingtons, the USCs. Mm-hmm. So it's just like these high-powered offenses are coming to the Big Ten, and we're out here running a bland offense, no seasoning, just straight boiled chicken. I can feed my dog.
No sazon.
No cilantro, nothing. So it's just like I need some spice, something on the offense. Like you said, some motions. Let me get a jiggy motion. Let me come out the backfield, come in, come out, come in, and hit me in the flat for a touchdown on some Tyreek stuff, or like just something.
It's about
Canada, bro. We was doing all
bro.
types of different motions. It's stuff you can do, bro. like you said, expose the matchups. We got guys that can expose players, but put them in the right position. Motion the guy over, bring him back. All right, his zone. QB know his zone. Hit the tight end over the middle. Boom, we here. Let's go. Move the chains. Let's go. It's just like,
bro.
And we got it.
Bro,
It's progressions, bro. It's progression football. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like are our guys either not prepared for this, or are we not getting, you know what I'm saying, our guys ready for these type of games to put them in these positions? Like I just don't really get it, bro.
So this is the one thing, though, BJ. I feel like you've been in that position before, and as far as like learning new offenses or, you know, trying to figure something out if you have a bad game or two. The one thing I do notice is that when we used to go against you guys in practice, the whole outlook would change. There would be more variety. There would be more sample sizing of things, because at the end of the day, you want to see what works. And so, like, this is my challenge realistically for the coordinators is that, hey, man, go home, have a glass of wine, have your best glass of wine. All right?
Best glass.
Sit your ass down and figure out how to be more strategic, give me more variety, and put us in a position where our best players are matched up versus their best players, and we're winning those positions. Because for me, it's got to come down to a development standpoint now, because on paper they say we top 5 or top 3 in the Big Ten as far as the recruits that we now have on our roster. Not guys that are coming in, but the guys we now have on our roster. There is no reason why we are not even doing backyard type of plays where we're getting our very best players matched up to where they can win and win those battles. And honestly, right now, from offense and defensive perspective, it's beyond me.
And that's what I'm saying. I remember you said it like week 2 or 3. We need to test our artillery. This is a test and artillery game. And I feel like that came back to haunt us. It's coming back to haunt us just a little bit, because I feel like we don't know what positions to put our players in, you know. But that game over with, man. We got a bad taste in our mouth. We need to get it out. All right, we got Indiana this week. All right, they're coming off of a overtime loss versus Illinois. All right, 45-8. So, you know, they coming in still hungry, wanting to get a dub. Okay, so are we going there? I'm sorry.
We need to get up. Yeah, we need to get up out the way.
Yeah, get out. We going out to Bloomington, man. Hoosierville.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they coming off that overtime loss. They're coming off an emotional overtime loss. We coming off of getting the doors blown off of us once again. So we need to come out here, all right, handle our business. Like you said, move the ball down the field. We don't need super big plays. We just need efficiency. I know it sounds like a broken record, but that's all we asking for is efficiency on offense and stop them on defense. And my question to you, Werv, real quick, defensively, is there any player on the defense that you feel is an emotional leader?
Malik Spencer will definitely be the emotional leader for me right now on defense. Jordan Hall, he's a young freshman, bro, true freshman playing hard. I definitely think he's an emotional leader as well. I like Zion Young on the defensive line too. Those are, I would say, at each level, those are probably my emotional leaders, because those are the ones I see that's most animated on the game. You know, I would say dapping up his teammates, being in a situation to show love, and so they're also the most vocal. I would say pre-snap, not pre-game, but pre-snap, as far as like getting guys lined up, talking about whether the tight end's on and off the ball. But I mean, at the end of the day, it takes a collective, man. So I would give those 3 my emotional leaders.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely got some young guys that can, you know, turn into big players. We got Mangum, the DB.
Mm-hmm.
I like him out there. He's been doing really well. He's actually top in the Big Ten in interceptions, I believe. So they all young boys. They all young boys. I got high hopes for him, man. I really do. But I do want to see my challenge this week on offense is just to the offensive line. I want to see us getting some, because Nathan Carter is a good back. Nathan Carter can run the football. So I want to see y'all help my man out, get him more than 52 yards, man. 11 for 52 is crazy.
Crazy.
It's crazy. So we gotta, and like we said, that's on him. That stat looks on him, but really that's an offensive line stat as well, those rushing yards. So we really need to. I challenged the O line this week versus Indiana. Like you said, they coming off of that overtime loss versus Illinois, and what I want to say is I feel like they had what they had. Illinois ran for 160 yards on them. All right, so our offensive line, I know we can get some push, okay, to their D-line, get up to those backers, man, and let Carter get busy, man. I want to see Carter get busy this week. You know, we've been rotating quarterbacks. It's hard to get a rhythm. I know that. Being a receiver, it's hard to get a rhythm. I just ask, receivers, get with the QBs this week in the film room. After practice, go, even if you got to walk through some routes, spot throw, let's just handle our business this week. But I do want to challenge the offensive line to get my man Nathan Carter this week, busy this week. Who you got this week, Werv? Who you challenging?
You already know. I sent my challenge out earlier. Go up top. Shoot, I don't really have. So for me, man, I think defensively, guys have been competing. As a defensive lineman, if you keep sending me straight up field and you don't, and I'm not stunting, I'm not running pass rush games, I'm not, having us in different formations, different looks, bare front, 3 down, 4 down, 5 down. Like, at the end of the day, that's what creates the fun for me, because when I break the huddle, I'm like, well, shoot, they're not going to get a beat on me. They're not, I'm saying, I'm not lining up in just a 3 technique the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Every single offensive lineman across that board got to get this work. And we do. I want that. And that's the challenge that I will put to our coordinators. We have the players in-house to get things done. We've had that stuff all year. I understand that we've had some hiccups as far as, some guys making some bad decisions in an administrative role, but at the same time, in this role that you guys have now as a football player, like, I challenge those coordinators to help our guys be the very best football players that they can be. Like, not that same mantra crap that we've been preaching all night. I need genuine football players on Saturday afternoons showing up, being them dogs that we know, right? And being those ballers, those football players that they recruited. At the end of the day, that's my challenge, man. I gotta challenge these coordinators.
I like that. Hey, I got a question for you. A little off topic, but it's football still. So, D-line is like my favorite position outside of like receiver. Like D-end, D-top. I just love y'all be getting busy in there. I love it. And initially it's the same moves, right? Right? Initially, right off the ball. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, do y'all like how we are? Let's say I'm a X or I'm a Z. I'm on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. And that would be like D-end, right? Right end, left end or something like that. Mm-hmm. Compared to D-line. So do y'all be like, hey, man, it's sweet in the slot when we go 5 wide. Put me in the slot so I can give my man this work, this right guard this work. Y'all do that too? Y'all be talking like that?
Oh yeah, because in certain situations we've had that little bear front where we lined up 5 versus 5. It's everybody got their own guy, and you'll see it in most cases. If you can really win and you can win early. Oh, we finding Waldo. We're going to find out who it is on the line of scrimmage, and we lining our best guy up to Buddy. And at the end of the day, if he can't handle, like when we were playing with Will, at the end of the day, Will Golston, Will had a phenomenal bull rush. And so if you a dude that couldn't, anchor down, we're lining him up, towards that guy, right? And we're creating that confusion. For myself, if there was guys that didn't, I would say get a quick punch and couldn't get their head up, to see where that pass rush is coming from, like, we would line myself up to him, because at the end of the day, I'm quick off the ball right now. So now Buddy can't handle that. It's like Westbrook in his prime, that Euro crazy. Bow, bow, I'm going crazy.
You was Westbrook.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, I like that. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in and out. Look, in and out burger. I'm going in and out burger. I'm telling you, bro. Oh, but it's just like, I would say, you got those matchups, bro, and at the end of the day, like, okay, bro, when I matched up on Buddy, I can do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I keep challenging our coordinators, because I feel like we have these style of players, in our wheelhouse, and I feel like at the end of the day, we're approaching things in a way that's so just militant, and we need to be thinking outside the box.
Facts. I'm watching the game. I'm seeing Marvin Harrison in the slot, hitting us with the slant into the crib. I'm like, yo, why can't we just put a man in here on the safety and do the same thing? What we doing, man? What's going on? We can't, but hey, Let's get it. We got Indiana this week. Enough of that last week. We got Indiana. We're going to Bloomington, Hoosierville. Yeah. All right, word. Let me get a prediction from you, bro.
Bro, I think we'll take this one. I'm gonna give us 24-17, just because we're going on the road. But I honestly see one of our quarterbacks, in order to end the year right, they got to have like a touchdown drive at some point. You know what I'm saying? And for the young boys that we do have, I think that, whether it's, Hauser or Levitt, both seems to be, willing to throw the ball down the field, and then also Sam willing to run that thing. So at the end of the day, we got to see what's up, bro. But I got us 24-17.
24-17. I like that. I'm gonna go 21-20.
Okay. Kim on the field.
Kim on the field goal.
Hey,
I'm telling you,
nice,
hey,
though.
He had the distance on that long boy.
Listen.
He had the distance. He just hooked it a little bit to the left. He had the distance, though.
We got to run a fake with Kim because they know at the end of the day we going to kick it. They know we going to kick it with Kim. So we got to go real LSU behind the head like that.
Yeah, and we also got a little consolation prize. The brass spittoon trophy. It is a trophy game. We can at least collect a trophy. We win this. We got to get our VC points up, man. We got to. That is one of the nastiest trophies. I don't think I ever touched that trophy. I remember we beat Indiana. Everybody grabbed that.
I'm walking right by that trophy.
The trophy. I'm like, oh nah. See, look,
they brought in
the locker room. I said, get that trophy away from my locker. Get that away. Spit in it. I'm not spitting in that. Get it out my locker.
Hey, bro.
I want Paul Bunyan.
You passed the collection, like just kept going. Look, you just in
there
like,
I didn't even touch it. I said I'll leave back. But nah, man. So I go us 21-20. Brass platoon. We bringing it home or keeping it home. Yeah, man. And that's my prediction. That's all I got for you. All we got. Yeah. Anything last words, Werv?
Hey, so next week I'm thinking we might try to find somebody to have on the show, work that way out, man, as we go into these final weeks. And then also, man, I want to start getting to a point where we start discussing our next head coach. Because obviously, they're going to move on at some point from HB. And I think Harlan deserves an opportunity to still stick around in some capacity because he's created some dogs out there on them islands. And so I think, he should definitely be around in a definitely a leadership role. But honestly, bro, we got to start talking about who we'll bring in because, I think personally, bro, this is going to be the biggest decision in Michigan State history, especially with the changes that we got coming down the way.
Hey, you heard the man. He ready to talk. He ready to talk that turkey for that next head coach. I like it. All right, man. So this is our episode. We're going into Indiana, into Bloomington, Hoosierville next week. We'll check y'all after the game. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.
Go green.
Go white.